morning, in their ultimate wisdom, or lack thereof, they've decided to put 4 sets of temporary lights on my route. And you'd think, oh, 13.5 miles is not that bad. They're all within sort of a 2 or 3 mile gap. Yes. So we've got them in Plastow Lane, come up the green, past Sandridge Avenue, just after Sandridge Avenue, yes, Sandridge Park Station, boom, straight at the first set. You get through those, you turn left into Orchard Road, around the bend, past Scott Park School, Scott Park's School, and you hit the next set. No problem. Apart from when the schools was kicking out and turning up, because there's a big posh school down there. Anyway, go through that, Sandridge Avenue, Elmstead Lane, down through William Barefoot, get to through 5 ways, turn left at the foot. I don't know, I've missed a set. Pickhurst Lane, come out of Hayes Lane, Hayes Approach, Station Approach, turn left, boom, stuck in them. So yeah, that's 2, 3. Yeah, turn left at the Footscray Road, just past the school, no, just before the school or alongside the school, there's another set. And yesterday the lights were like a Christmas tree flashing. Yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, red, red, green, green, yellow, yellow, yellow. It was funny. Not when you're sitting there. Everyone's trying to fight through the same gap. Somebody's had a hearty breakfast of chocolate. So the kids are off, but I've just picked a couple of kids up and gone past a couple of kids who didn't want the bus. Who are still going to school, so obviously there are still some kids slaving away. Good, because when it all goes back, I'll be off. Saturday, I'm off. From the 9th till the 17th. Come back the 17th, work for 2 days, and then I'm back in for 2 days, and I'm off for 2 days. And we start all over again. By the time that happens, by the time we're into that first week, we'll be in May. It's creeping along quick, isn't it? You notice as you get older, I probably said this before, how every year seems to get shorter and shorter, but every week seems to drag. But as you, I don't know, every week drags along, but the year seems to flash by. I'm 52 now, and I was thinking to myself, when I was 40, that I'd do stuff, and time flashes by and you don't get around to doing it. I don't regret not doing it, but I just don't. You think, I've got plenty of time. There are things I do regret. I didn't have a very good relationship with my father, which I wanted to rectify, but I think we're two similar beasts, anyway. And then he went and died. So it was a couple of years ago now, 5 years ago now. I do regret not making things better. Because he's just got on with his life. He carried on. He got married again, 4 stepsisters. You know, had his hands full. And I suppose it was all me. But there you go. It was a maudlin conversation we were having this morning. But, as I have always said, you get nothing but truth from me. And that is the truth. I do regret it. Any road up. What time is it? I think I've got to go. The 464 has just gone out. Never work out the 464. What time am I leaving here? In a minute. Yeah, never work out the 464s because it just seems to turn up when it wants and go out when it wants. You know, yesterday it turned up after me and left after me, but did it? I don't know, whatever it did. And then today it was here before me and it's gone out before me, so I don't know. Oh, I've got poundies. Poundies in my pocket. Right, better go. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Morning. It's Friday. Hooray! I'm on holiday tomorrow, and I'm going nowhere. Yeah, well, there you go. I'm on holiday. And I am going nowhere. Right. No rubbish on the bus. I know it's early. Still, no rubbish on the bus. Yesterday, after my meal relief, I picked the bus up at Bromley North and drove into the high street. What's going on here? Got an alfalfa bit going on. And I picked up 44 school kids and their teachers, about 5 or 6 teachers. So 39, 30, 38, 39, whatever it was, kids. They were tiny. There must have been another primary school, infants. We used to call them infants and juniors. Did you call them infants and juniors? They're all primary now, aren't they? We didn't have nurseries when I was a kid. Did we have nurseries? No, we didn't have nurseries. We had infants, which was 4.5 onwards, and then primary up to 11. And then you went to big school. And these kids, they're like, yes, we're out for the day. They were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We just school down the road, Castle Hill School, I think it is, down in New Addington there. And they were brilliant. The smiley faces, all brightened. I thought, oh, the world's going to ruin you. But they were lovely. They really were lovely. There's the 464 to Tatsfield. Come off his proper stand. Down the bottom. They're digging up all the way around the bottom down there, that Addington Village, around the roundabout. And as of Monday, if Monday's the 11th, I think Monday's the 11th, it's because tomorrow's the 9th. Overnight works, they're closing the Mad Mile, Kentish Gateway, Addington Road. They're closing the whole road for resurfacing. So that should be interesting. Well, not for me, because I won't be there. Might come and do a bit of overtime just for the diversion. No, I don't think so. We don't do overtime. Very rarely. And it has to suit me. It really does. I'm not going to do it just because it's there. Oh dear. I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. you know, go to bed at normal time. The geezer that just left, my leader, he gets up, he's my leader, so he signs on quarter of an hour before me. Something like that, so I sign on at 6:30. He signs on about 5:15, quarter past 6. He goes to bed at 9 o'clock. He's half my age. That's what these kids do these days. Yeah, 9 o'clock. If I went to bed at 9 o'clock and I had to get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, if I went to bed at 9 o'clock, I'd be awake at 3, like fully dressed, drinking coffee, having done my ablutions, using the toilet and whatever, and just sat and waited, waiting for the alarm to go off. Did anyone see last night the thing about the Falklands War and the Royal Marines, NP 8901, I think they were called, the platoon naval party 8901, I think it was, and how they were treated not only by the Argentinians but by the press over here? Absolutely shocking. It's like the Falklands Hidden War. 70 of them fought off a landing party of 800 to 1,000 men, Argentinians, for hours and hours and hours. You know, expended all ammunition. You know, and a team of them, they escaped and went off and did their own thing for a couple of days, and they held up in a farm. And they thought, well, if we get caught at the farm, then it puts the farmers under, harbouring terrorists, as you want to call them. The farmers would suffer, so they handed themselves in. And the press, in the Thatcher years, was, I mean, it's evil now, but back then they had no one to say, don't do that, you can't say that. The press basically accused them of cowardice, and it's absolute folly. It really is. I mean, I was disgusted last night, and those poor bastards. They were captured by the Argentinians, and then fair enough, they were sent home. But they were on the Canberra. I'm sure it was the Canberra. They were in the first wave coming back, because they all volunteered. He said, "We can't do this. We've got to clear our name." And they marched in the first wave of Marines as they went, the Royal Marines. Let's get it right, Royal Marines, as they took the island. And it was the same people who watched the British flag come down, the flag of the Grand Union. Watched that come down. They were the ones who raised it again in Stanley. I mean, what a fantastic story. Very, 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 very brave men. And I will, if I wore a hat, I'd take it off to them, because they are absolutely tremendous in my eyes. I like the Royal Marines. I've always had a great fondness for them. I mean, they're very smart. Not as smart as guardsmen anyway. Of course they're not as smart as guardsmen. Of course they're not. Because you remember the Marines were formed by the Guards Division, because they were, I'm sure somebody sold something. Don't, you Royal Marines out there, if there are any bus nerds out there, Royal Marines, take this with a pinch of salt. But as I was told, there was a naughty battalion of guardsmen, and they were sent as a punishment to the West Indies. And back then, it's not a holiday resort, it's a bloody awful place to work and live. People went there, they didn't come back, died of all sorts of horrible things. But they got into some sort of scrape on the way out there, and obviously their musketry skills came to the fore, and they created a platoon of they created the Marines off the back of that. If that's true, it's true. If it's not, it's still true. Of course you are. All right, I've got to go drive a bus. I'll speak to you later. Right, well, that's me done. Going home. Had enough. Tired. And yeah, I'm now on holiday. Who sang Holiday? I think it was Madonna. Never really liked Madonna. Yeah, Madonna. I'll tell a lie. Remember 1,000 years ago when she did True Blue? And she had a really short blonde hair. Yes, we like that one. Not so much the song, but you know what I mean. Anyway, it's Friday. It's 10 to 3. No, it's not. It's 10 to 4. You can change that clock. Right, that'll do. Because I'm going to wish you a great weekend. If you're doing anything, be safe. And if you're not doing anything, be safe. And I will see you. I'm back on the 17th, so I might see you about. You never know. Take care.